I recently got Dead Space in the PlayStation Plus as a free game. I was super excited because it's a game that I wanted to try and I wasn't sure if I was gonna like it or not. But I did, and I gotta say that I am impressed by it. So, without further ado, I am the Valley Knight, and this is my review of Dead Space Remake. To begin with, the story is very good. The game takes place in the future where space exploration is more advanced, and there is this enterprise called Ishimura that has a control of pretty much everything, like SpaceX of the future, including the space traveling ships, and something went wrong in one of them. So you play as Isaac Clarke, who is the main protagonist, and you have to look for your wife Nicole, who was a doctor working on the ship while everything became chaotic. I thought it would be the typical, oh, something went wrong and we got invaded by aliens. But no. This game goes much deeper than that. You can also find some notes and recordings on the ship that explain some important events. I won't spoil the story for you because it gets really good. Believe me, there are some plot twists that make the story very interesting. The gameplay of Dead Space is simple, but it works very well. This game plays a lot like Resident Evil games. It's a survival horror game. You have an inventory system where you have to manage your ammo, heals, and objects. You fight aliens and you have to explore and sometimes do some backtracking. As you progress, you can upgrade your suit and guns with an item that you can find in the ship. There are some things that you can't access in the beginning, but as you progress and unlock the security levels, you can gain access to more rooms and loot. This is great for players that like finding every secret of the game. Isaac Clarke is just an engineer and it shows. You are not playing as Leon who can do stunts and flips whenever he wants. You are playing as a normal person in a spacesuit, and you have to remember that. You are heavy. You can only stomp on dead enemies and shoot. That's it. I think this helps a lot in this genre because you truly are surviving. I am playing on normal difficulty because I didn't know how hard the game would be, but I would suggest going in the hardest mode if you truly want a survival experience. You can also go through these zero gravity levels without oxygen, and you can use a jetpack to traverse these sections. And as of right now, they are some of my favorites in the entire game. I think it's pretty well achieved. The way that you have to approach the game isn't as your normal zombie game though. The aliens in the Ishimura ship won't die by shooting their heads. You have to dismember their limbs if you want to be effective in combat. And as you imagined, the game is very visceral and gore. The guns in this game are amazing, and my favorite thing in Dead Space. You can find a couple of different weapons, and they have their own personality. You start with the plasma cutter, which is a pistol that you can either shoot in a vertical or horizontal way. This applies to all the weapons, in the sense that they have an alternate way of shooting, and they can be more efficient depending on the encounters that you're gonna face up against. For example, you can find a flamethrower. You can either torch enemies or shoot and ignite a specific area. I really love the approach they took with the guns in this game. You have a pizza cutter, a laser beam, an assault rifle, which isn't the best by the way, but you have a ton of variety to choose from. And hey, if you've tried it, quick question. If you could only pick one gun for the entire game, which one would you get? I feel like I would stay with the good old trusty plasma cutter. It is so reliable. You also have the stasis ability. You can use this ability to slow down enemies and interact with the devices around you, like doors that are blocking your way, and you can also grab things and throw them with your kinesis module. Probably my second favorite detail about this game is the UI, or maybe I should say the lack of it. There is nothing on the screen getting in the way. If you want to know how much health you have to look at the back of your suit. The stasis meter is also on your back. If you want to see your ammo, you have to aim with your gun. Whenever you interact with an object or a device, the device actually shows you what you're about to do. Everything is implemented in a way to avoid any information you don't need to see, and I appreciate that a lot. I think this helps a lot the atmosphere and the immersion of the game, which is something that they nailed too. Dead Space is one of those games that you're definitely going to enjoy more if you play with some headphones on. The graphics are insane. The Ishimura ship is dark everywhere and you are never safe. Even when you are, I always felt uneven in the ship. Since all the ship is malfunctioning, you can hear the sounds of the cables not working, monsters in the air vents, and echo of sounds in every hall. Also, the loading screens are pretty much non-existent. Even though I'm loving the game, I do feel like it can get repetitive sometimes. I am already halfway through the game, and the enemy variety hasn't been the best. Sure, they do add some new enemies, but nothing game-changing. And same goes for the Ishimura ship. I like the atmosphere a lot like I just said, but I cannot tell the difference between any of the rooms where I go. Everything looks pretty much the same everywhere. But hey, those are my thoughts. Have you tried Dead Space, and if so, would you recommend it? I definitely would, but let me know your opinion down in the comments. If you liked the video, I would really appreciate a thumbs up, and you can even subscribe for more. It would mean the world to me. As always, thank you so much for watching. I'm the Valley Knight, and I'll see you in the next video.